This is the Datacolor Spyder Express. All right, so inside the box, they have the hardware sensor itself, and this guy here will basically check your monitor's color and allow you to calibrate it. And so it comes with a USB-C cable here, but they also do include an A to C adapter, so you can use it in your computer that way. And then they have here a whole bunch of information about, clicking and going into things. So my understanding is that this is the standard Spyder sensor, but the Express package has a simplified software that will calibrate your standard monitors, but doesn't do a lot else. And on the side of the box here, they say you can level up without trading up your sensor. So basically, there are software upgrades for the Pro and the Pro Plus version that let you have extra features, like in addition to just calibrating your monitor, you can do things like previewing how something's going to look in print or on a device. And also, if you have one of the high dynamic range XDR monitors from Apple, you may need to upgrade the software to be able to fully take advantage of that because of the high lumens on that guy. Now, also in the box is a serial number for the Spyder Express software, and so that allows you to register for that particular software. So this guy is specifically for calibrating monitors. I've also reviewed the Datacolor light color meter, which is more for ambient light, flashes, spotlights, that type of thing. You can click a link to see my review of that product. So this is a hardware software solution. So first step is to go to .datacolor.com, get Spyder Express, and then you can download it, watch some how-to videos, calibrate. Your screen will be optimized in no time. The lens cover comes off, and you can pull this cable through it to use it as a counterweight. And the idea is it will sit in an outline on your screen, and you might want to tilt your screen back if you have a laptop. So this is after the software starts, they'll put an outline and set this up for us. Download the appropriate software for your computer. So the download is 187 megabytes. All right, here's the installer. It's Spyder software 6.3.1. We have the minimum requirements. We have to agree to the license. It's going to take 447 megabytes of space on our computer. And we'll have to give it permission to install. On my Mac, it requests access to system events. My only assumption here is that it's to keep the screen brightness at full or something like that. I'm going to have access to Finder. And the software is successfully installed. So they have Spyder Engage notifications, Spyder utility notifications, so we may start getting some notifications from Datacolor. Thing. All right, so we need to plug in our USB sensor to a USB port. We allow it to connect. And now they're asking us to type in the serial number or license code. All right, after you put in the code, they want your name and address, and then you can check on things to receive some email. All right, after you register the software, they give you a different license code for the software, which you have to save in case you ever want to install it again. And then they say, hey, warm up your monitor for half an hour. Make sure there's no bright light shining on your monitor. Have you reset your monitor? And that doesn't affect most laptops, but if you have an actual monitor, it might have a factory reset. And then hook up your USB port for your Spyder connection and continue. So you pick creating content for video editing and online content, or preparing for print if you're going to be printing your output. And then we set the Spyder up. All right, my nose has got darker because I turned off all of my ambient lights, and we are hit continue. And it is basically measuring our display. So it's checking the light and dark, and then it'll go through all the colors. And it has a little bar progress. It says 7 of 76 steps. I'm going to fast forward the video here. All right, so that was less than 2 minutes. It says measuring complete. Take your Spyder off and click finish. All right, so now we can preview our new display profile. So we can switch between views to see the difference. So they say this is uncalibrated and that is calibrated. And I definitely do see some differences in the color, especially of the peppers, and a few of the marks are in the calibration square there. The gray is definitely muted in the actual thing. There's more of a yellow tinge around here when it's uncalibrated. And then you quit. And that's all there is to it to calibrate your display. Now you might notice there's a 1/4x20 mounting point here, and there's a sensor of some sort here that was never used for calibrating your monitor. So this sensor is the standard Spyder sensor, and you can buy other software from Datacolor to do more things with it. But the Express software simply calibrates your monitor. Alright, so Datacolor is a pretty big name in color calibration. I trust them to get my calibration correct. The Spyder Express is kind of their budget entry-level model, and they're going to try to upsell you to all the fancy software that they also do. But the price is pretty good for quality calibration of your monitor. You might be able to find something a little less expensive, but not with the upgrade paths that they offer. And I don't feel it's outrageously expensive for what you get.
And uncalibrated. So there is a slight difference in the images here. So that's what this tool was able to do in terms of detect or to adjust my screen settings so that it is now calibrated. And then there's also one further little analysis that you can do, and I'm going to demonstrate that next. Okay, so here you can see that you can do some further analysis here. So here you have on the top left-hand corner of the image percent of sRGB, which is at 100%. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to the NTSC, or SC, excuse me, and that's at 75%. Then you have your Adobe RGB, which is at 80%, and you have your finally your P3, which is set to 81%. So that's the further analysis that this can do and give you a sense of your true colors and calibrated colors. It's a pretty interesting tool. It does help with the monitor settings. To be honest, it doesn't make that much of a difference to someone who's just using his monitor for a regular everyday type of thing. But if you're working in photography or digital creation or something of that nature, these little differences are certainly going to be very important and play a critical role in your work. So overall, this is not a bad tool at all. It seems to work very easy. It's very easy to use. It's very simple. It's very intuitive, and the instructions are quite clear and easy to follow. So in terms of being able to use this and set this up, again, a very simple process, and then the tutorial and the actual use of the product, again, is sort of intuitive and step-by-step. I didn't bother to show that. It was just a few steps that are necessary. You end up placing the actual tool here, the Spyder, on top of the screen, and then it goes ahead and does the calibration over about 30 seconds or so. So anyways, I thought I'd just highlight some of these things just so you can get a sense of what would happen or what happens when you actually calibrate your screens. and what you actually see and what you're actually given in terms of data and information. Okay, thanks very much. See you on the next one.
How you can see, it's telling me no sensor selected. When I go here, say OK, it's already connected to the computer. It's next, nothing. Go here, trying to choose the sensor. It's showing me my old one. I have a really old, maybe like 8 years, the X5X. So I got this new one, and it's not here. Boom. Go back, no sensors, nothing. Looks like this one is broken.